There we go. What up, everybody's? Let me find my son's favorite book. Hola, ¿cómo se bueno? I used to say that to all my Spanish-speaking buddies. They get so mad. Alright. Wonder if this... I always wonder if this really is going through here. What's up, everybody? Give everybody a couple minutes to see who's going to be in here before I get started. You can see, oh my. Got a bunch of tools. So many things. And then the homies. Mr. Roll Into Fitness. Here's the soft one. So you can either pick one of these two. And I can't find his. He's got one that's 3 little balls. It's like this, but it's 3 of them. A little bit smaller. So I'm just going to take this off. Every week I use that thing. So, all right. So these for the, raffle, whatever you want to say. This will be the last week. I'm going to come up with something cool next week. So, these are the 2 rollers. This one's a little bit softer. They're both, here's the old Peanut. This was the OG back in the day. This is like a freaking brick. So, that's like the PVC roller of these. These I actually like better. If you're going to go super hard, go with like a PVC piece. So these would be what you would win. And all you have to do is, if you're watching this video after, if you're watching it now with me, then just shoot me a DM. Let me know that you watched it. And I will put your name in. And then my son will pick it out like last week. That's pretty funny. I should film that next time. It was pretty hysterical watching him pick that. All right, so I'm just going to go through these since everybody, whoever's here, who's here. It's pretty much 7:30-ish, so. These are Roll Into Fitness rollers, the ones you can win, but also these are primarily what I use as far as like these kind of objects. Here's my Hyper Ice. I have charged it up. So let me turn it on. This is like a Death Star. This thing is like a brick. I mean, you could put this through a wall. It's so hard. But you can hear it. Level 1, level 2, level 3, and that one all sorts of tickles. But this is like the most amazing ball for rolling your legs and stuff out. It's absolutely incredible. So that's one that's from hyperice.com. That's called the Hypersphere. All right, you saw these 2 guys. Gray is soft, just so you know. I don't know if I said that. Black is a little bit harder. They're both still pretty good. Mobilitas, I love these guys. They just have single ball roller here. I still love this thing. And the OG Kong ball, just like a dog toy. Kong, I don't know if you can even see that. Kong. This one has the hole in it, so I wanted to show you this one because if you're going to get this is cheapy. If you know, I like to show people stuff that they can afford. If you're going to get this, yeah, you can use it to release your hip flexors. This is $150 though. So, in order of kind of like what you guys are going to be doing for budgeting and stuff. This is super cheap, local PetSmart, any pet store, anything like that. My buddy is blowing my phone up. But don't get the hole. They have one that has no hole in it. Normally the red ones don't have a hole in it, but I guess they make them both with hole and not hole because they stuff dog toys in it. But if you're going for cheapy and you need something to roll, the beauty of this versus like a tennis ball size ball is when you roll on this, you can actually do your legs. See how it keeps me off the ground? So obviously when you do a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, it's going to smash to the ground. You're not going to be able to roll around as easy. Okay, so we did that. Mobilitas also makes this one. I'm not even trying to... I'd rather you get it from, obviously, Roll Into Fitness, the homie, because he's, giving us these to give out to you guys. This is a good one, though. It's a little bit bigger, so I don't know if Roll Into Fitness is going to make something a little bit bigger than this, but this one's really good for 2-ball. And the beauty of the 2-ball, guys, like whether you're using this size or this size, is, when you're on these... you're balancing. See how I'm having to balance. So switch it out to slow. It's much more relaxed. I don't even need this hand if I want. So that's the beauty of it. When you're going into roll anything, it's all about how much you can put in drive force into that area at the same time as relaxing. I know that seems counterintuitive and kind of, ridiculous to think that you're going to relax while you're jamming a large, hard object into your muscles. But that's really what you got to look at, is how well can you relax while you are basically inflicting pressure on yourself. And this is the roller that I like to use here. It's got a hole in it. It's got a hard shell. Now, when it comes to rollers, just a quick thing before we get into it, because I don't like to waste much time. Most of this stuff you can obviously find in my guides. You can just click the link in my bio, or you can just find it on my page. It's all over the place. But harder is going to be darker colors. Lighter the colors, that's going to be typically the softer rollers. Blue rollers, white rollers, you're getting towards the soft side. Gray rollers, black rollers, you're getting towards the dark side, okay? Then obviously when they get into other objects and stuff like that, they don't really care. I guess all these companies are just doing it based on what they think looks good. I found ones that are super soft and they're still black, so people just like the kind of mean look or whatever. All right, so I don't really think I need to go over application and use and stuff. Just pick your poison, whatever you like, all right? Whatever works for you. You guys feel free to pick my brain, shoot me messages, whatever it is, okay? I don't want to waste any more time. I know we got some people who already wrote me and said they are complaining of back pain. They're complaining of leg issues, numbness, all sorts of goodies, stuff that we don't want. So get ready to turn your phones, because last week everybody told me that it was better with the phone turned. Okay. All right. Now, actually, I'm going to do this first. This is going to fall. Well, I can do this one before. What is a pelvic tilt? All right. So, see everybody nowadays, they're like this. See that curve of the back? That's called an anterior pelvic tilt. I know if you guys know that this is posterior, the back side of your body, the front side is anterior. Seems a little counterintuitive when you think of it that way, a little backwards. In truth, when you are anteriorly shifted, that's where the hips drop from there. So when you have a posterior tilt, you're like this, okay? You're probably only going to see that with people who are elderly or really injured or something like that, where they walk really shallow. They don't take any big steps or anything, so they walk like they're on ice, okay? Anterior, but you see the curve, you see the roundness of the back. Typically, people are like this when they're anterior, okay? Posterior, people are really dumpy, okay? So, I mean, this is posterior. When people are like, I'm posterior, I see a lot of people who used to be heavy, and they write me, and they're like, oh, I'm posterior for sure. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm not at all. If you watch the waistline, okay? The waistline is the key to watching here, okay? Anterior. Look at the waist. Posterior. Do you see it? It's like this will shoot up at an angle like so. Anterior, you're going to see is dropped significantly, okay, guys? There's no way you're going to show it. Almost none of you are ever going to deal with posterior. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So, in most cases, you're going to be fixing, and especially if you're a weightlifter. If you are posterior and you're a weightlifter, please write me. I have no idea how you would have accomplished that. It just blows my mind if somebody had that. I've never seen it, literally. And there's not many things that I can say in my career in the last 20 years that I have not seen before, okay? And if you guys have a grounding kit, I'm not going to do a sales pitch on this. That is not me. It makes a big difference, okay? So I'm not going to wear it around my waist. This is one of the applications where you guys can see it. This is what my grounding kit looks like. Plugs into the ground on the wall. Allows you to be as if you were barefoot outside, but inside, okay? And it will make your sleep life way better instantly. I just ask anybody who has it. All right, real quick, let me check in with the chat. Since I watch enough YouTube and everybody, that's what they say. All right, demonstrate hip flexor release on the 2-ball. I'm just going to go, so there's really, I mean, if we get past it and stuff like that, I'll maybe take some requests on stuff to do. But I'm going to do my sequence that I want. But yes, you will be seeing me demonstrate every kind of release through here. Okay, guys, where am I at here? I'm not even going to be able to get this. Maybe I should have it on the floor. I'm learning. Last week I was doing the upper body, so it's definitely different. I'll scoot back. Please, if anybody can't hear me, tell me to yell. All right, First way, sitting on a roller. All right? Any roller you got. Now, mind you, this is not what you're supposed to be doing on a roller. I don't know if anybody needs to get a basic 101. I'm just going to go through it like that. We're not doing that. The most you're going to do when you get onto it, okay? Once you get on here, if you're just trying to warm up, you're just going to do this much. That is as much as we roll, okay? When you start to learn how to foam roll and you start to learn how to target areas, there's absolutely zero need for you to be rolling back and forth. You know where you're going. So, and beyond that, I mean, if you read when I tell you what's the best way to foam roll and stretch, you do a quick stretch, which we didn't do here because I'm guiding you, so you don't need to. You do a quick stretch, feel where the pain is, feel where the most tension is. The first thing that stands out. If you bend over and you feel something, okay, what did I feel? Now, when you're doing this by yourself, you're going to go hit that area. Make sure you hit the other side. Do that one spot and do that other spot. I don't care if you don't feel it over there. The nervous system doesn't work that way. Everything is mirrored. Whether you're compensating on one side or whether it's the actual cause of it on the other side. You need to take one spot and do it on the other side. Same spot, okay? If you don't, you are going to cause compensation. Why? Because you are going to do more on one side in your rolling session than you do on the other. That's a fact because I do it. And I feel like I am the advocate and I should be the one who doesn't make mistakes like that if it's possible. And I still do. So that's why I say we're human. We're going to screw up. Whenever you foam roll a spot, always do it because your kid might come in. Somebody might call. You start texting. Your business calls. Whatever it is, it can just make you get up and you just did 4 spots on one side. Now you're borderline ridiculous on the other side, okay? So rolling back and forth, this is all we're going to do. I want you to just get a little bit lower if you need to and you're compromised right now. Let's just go a little bit here. All we're doing is right a bump, the big bump that you feel here. See what? See that? That's all we're trying to do is a little bit above it, okay? We're going to do about 15 seconds up here. And food for thought, guys, when you're foam rolling, hardest to softest. I don't care if it feels like bone. Try and see if you can make it softer and more mobile, okay? We're going to go up under that bump now. Kind of bumping into that bump just a little bit, just digging in. All right, now let's get to it. We don't need to waste any time. I'm going to my right hand, okay? Let me angle just so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, right hand, all right? Now you can't see my face. I can hide all my weird faces I make, okay? We're going to feel right through here, the whole hip region, trochanter, everything like that, if you feel like the need to be scientific and look up the names. But we're going to get right here, kind of, not all the way. This would be like upper glute. You want that position. So with the seated position, we're going to be off to the side. You're going to feel a big bump that you're going to either go over or you're going to stay behind. We're going to stay behind it right now. On every single foam rolling motion, you guys will see me do this twitch. And that's why I'm going to start doing more of these just short videos throughout the week, little tips that you guys can have to kind of help you along. That way you guys aren't sitting here waiting for Thursdays. I'm going to try and do one more of these a week, but it is quite fun to manage all this and just a little bit back and forth here. And guys, if you don't feel it right in the spot, seek and destroy, okay? Go down, go up a little bit, wherever you feel that tender spot, go for it. Because mine's like right down here, but you might find that it's a little bit more like this. We're just going to make sure that we're not down the midline. We're a little off to the side, more to the outside of the glute here. And you don't want to be over this hip bump right here. You don't want to go over that. You want to be above that, okay? And when you do the legs, you're going to find, guys, it's really tedious and monotonous, where you're just repeating it, sitting on the same spots, going over, going over. Okay, we're going to go down a little bit. We're not like we're changing much on that spot, but I'm going to go just a little bit down. And so now I've kind of opened and I feel like it's a little bit less going over that bump. So now I'm going to get right up on that bump. The hardest thing you can find right in this region. Elbow down. Hardest thing you can find on it. And I'm really going to try and show you guys that what feels like bone shouldn't feel like bone like that. Everything in the body is a floating matrix. It shouldn't feel immovable. And what I mean by that is it should have, ligaments and tendons. Tendons connect muscle to bone, ligaments connect bone to bone. So in thinking about that, we're supposed to be really like pliable and flexible, okay? Bones themselves are supposed to be like, like bricks. But the actual, what am I saying? Structure of the body should have some flexibility to it, some flex to it, some ability to flex itself. When you do a one-on-one foam rolling session with me, this is what we do. We sit here like this, and most people are like, we're still on the spot? Like, yeah, we're still on the spot. So now you want to feel it, and it's going to be moving, okay? You're going to feel spots change and stuff. It's going to be like, okay, I don't really feel anything in there anymore. Okay, we'll find a spot that does. So now I feel like I want to come back up and get a little bit more pressure. And so the goal here, now that we've got this kind of like we've put some pressure on it, is we want to take that big old bump that you feel and we want to push it back into a stretch. We're trying to get everything stopped from being so sucked up here. All this tissue right here, when your pelvis is anterior like that, basically all this tissue from the pelvis is pulling. Imagine my pants with my terrible white legs right now. That's what it's doing. It's taking that tissue and it's pulling it up, okay? So we want to take and push all of this into a stretch. That's effectively what foam rolling is doing. You're taking the knotted up areas that are all stuck, contracted, and you're pushing them back into a lengthened stretch until they release. So I'm bumping this and going down the leg. I'm just checking the chat. You guys keep doing your thing. I feel like I needed this, especially since I went and did some hard legs. I jacked my hand up. Dead wood doesn't give up. Food for thought. Whack your hand into some wood and make sure you pay attention to what you're doing. All right, so I don't know if you guys can do this. A lot of people can't, so I'm going to show you some. So this, leg crossed, okay? You're going to be going down, laying down, basically trying to take your groin and push it into the ground as much as you can. If you can't do it as much as this, you can always rest and lean over the leg like this, okay? And then basically my leg back here is just at a 90. So you could start like here. This is a regression. Into a progression would be up. You can start the leg tucked like this. That's more. And then the third step to go even more is over it with your leg straight 90. So whichever one you can do, guys. And if you can't, hey guys, feel free to ask a question. If you can't do anything, you don't feel like it's working, let me know. Because my hip still feels really stiff. But when we go to the other side, we're going to go to the other side, then we're going to flip over and we're going to go to the front side and hit that TFL, tensor fascia latae. The hip flexor that's basically right here, this little guy. The one that drives most of our lives insane. All right, we're just doing quick stretches. Typically, I would say 2-minute stretch, 2-minute stretch, like once you do it. But obviously, I'm trying to keep these down to like a few minutes each one. And I would actually spend a little bit more time doing what I just did before going. And I don't know if you guys are feeling, but that should give like a nice warm and cooling feeling and like a tingly feeling. That's when you know you're doing what's up. Okay, I'm going to switch to my bad boy over here. It's probably a terrible idea doing this with you guys because I'm going to get a more effective release on my left side because I'm pretty pro with these. So here, same thing. There's no difference when you switch to this roller, the way you're doing it. Your hand gets tingly when you're doing it or after you're doing it. If it's while you're doing it, then you're shutting off circulation and that's fine. Whenever your hand goes numb or tingly or anything like that, then you could even be on a nerve, which is still not a huge deal. Basically, just move off to it. You can always let go, let it come back, shake your hand out, shake your arm out, and then continue. And then if you notice if it's continuously doing it, then just try and hit a different angle or whatever. But most likely, you're either pressing that balled up tension into a circulation pathway or a nerve pathway, and it's causing that tingly feeling. So here you can see like when I go to this one, honestly, guys, you see how much less I roll? So it's because this thing sinks in like just way deeper right off the get. So if you do, like, that's where getting this one is, it's kind of cool to have both of them, because typically on days where if I'm really sore, I just train legs today, so they're nice and still pliable and open. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. If it's during the roll, then yeah, that's what you're doing. Just try and shift your angle, change it. That goes for anything, guys. If you get tinglies, numbness, or whatever while you're rolling, try and like move a little bit, change the angle, see if it goes. You're most likely just shutting off blood flow, which is okay. You're feeling the nerve pull back function because it has to. It's like taking gasoline away from the engine. The engine would start to slow down and then crash, or shut off. I shouldn't say crash. But if it still continues to persist, you might be just shutting it off and you need to move. So it can also be that you're just got a bunch of tension there and you're shoving it into the circulation. So you just take it, relax, let it come back, and then go back into it again. All right, so here, now I'm getting a little bit to where I can get a little bit more roll on this. See, I'm kind of getting up over that bump. You guys can just watch. I got one leg up here. I'm trying to do this quicker. I'm not trying to speed through it, but I'm trying to go and get a lot in so you guys have like multiple things and you can watch this 4 or 5 times. And then my wife's redoing the website right now. When my son was born and then we went to Costa Rica and stuff, I basically, these last 3 months, I just shut down. And I don't mean like I shut down personally. I just took 3 months of pretty much, well, I should say about 2 months. I just took 2 months. I'm not doing anything. I haven't taken a break in 10 years, and since me and my wife got together, and definitely not since my son's been born. So I just said, nope, I'm going to do me for a while. And so we're going to get the website up better than ever, and I will be uploading these videos every time that I do them, and they will be up there permanently in a whatchamacallit, you know what I mean, archive. Jeez. You can't think or speak or talk or anything. I don't care how good you are at foam rolling, how good it feels. It just has a way of like recruiting your brain down to where you're using it. All right, so I'm going to go down to that elbow here, find that spot. Ooh, I got a big old knot here. That's why I love this roller, guys. And it's not because I'm repping my buddy. He doesn't give me a single thing, guys. I don't even take an affiliate code from him. I just don't. If I love a company, I hook them up. That's it. I love it. I rep it because I use it myself. And I clearly use this myself. The only thing I sell is my grounding kit. And if, like I said, if it didn't cost me money and a lot of time to make them, I wouldn't charge for them. And when I get them mass produced, you watch. I'm going to get them cheap. I'm going to get them down half the price because I won't be making them. And then everybody's going to be getting them. This is one of my favorite. Notice big differences in ROM. Oh, yeah. Wait till we hit the sequence here. We're going to go back, front, mid. Nail that. We'll friggin' release the whole pelvis. And then I'm going to show you how to stick the roller into the gut properly. And that's how you're going to be your best way to attack the psoas. Actually, you can take these and right in there. That's kind of where I like his little balls. You know, the ones that his has 3 on it. And you can get this right in here on the floor and nail that psoas too. All right. A couple more seconds here and then we'll move on. So just roll. Instead of rolling, guys, we're going to grind. Just like you guys can see here always. All right. Cool. So, same thing. Let's hit a quick stretch. Once again, try to go straight, leg bent, okay? Down like so. If you can't, just sit to your butt, lean forward, okay? Back leg here is just at a 90, so I'll go straight up to that. And then the more you get your foot out, basically, the more the foot is at a 90, the more of obviously an intense stretch it's going to put on the hip. So that's what I try and go for. I used to be way flexible. Now I feel like I'm still flexible, but I ain't like I used to be. Now I feel like 3.5 years of working out, or not working out, since my son's been born. Now it's like, get stronger again, get bigger again. Funny how social media does that to you. Alright, real quick, since we're doing it. Like I said before, normal circumstances, I would go 2-minute stretches. So, especially if you did that, I would actually roll both sides at once and then go 2-minute stretch, 2-minute stretch, 2-minute stretch, 2-minute stretch. Boom. I'm going to try the gray one here because these typically suck. Right here. Okay. If you are using a regular roller, only the end of the roller, okay, guys? Don't be like this. You will not do a thing. Get, like, only the end of your roller. But I like this one. I actually would use my vibrating one in a lot of cases, but then all you guys would hear is bzzz. So same thing. This one's really cool because you can put the roller, same as when you do this on your spine, you can put the spine in the middle of the two little dimples right here and then roll on either side of it. So this you can kind of roll, twist. Sometimes it'll be out here, sometimes it'll be more flat, okay? I gotta get like background music or something going. You guys provide your own background music. Have this playing with a little music in the background. Some headphones on. Hello to everybody. How's this one feel to everybody? Sharp pain going into my groin area, into my leg. Is that bad or just stay on it? You're going to get, if it refers, that's typically always a good sign. And it's just showing you're probably hitting the pectineus, which is the hip flexor, which goes from the outside to the inside, right through the groin. I bet you that's what you're hitting. So look that muscle up, pectineus. Shouldn't be hard to find once Google fixes your terrible spelling. It always does for me. Pull this all the way up to the right where you feel the top, right at that hip bone. And pull it all the way down. Mine's loosening up, so I'm going to twist my body. Let me get a little away from you guys. I need to wear a wife beater so I don't have any of this up in the way. There we go. So mine's opening up, so I'm going to roll a little bit to the outside there. You guys should feel it. So Emily, this is a way to do it too. Try and roll to the outside, see if that changes. You might be hitting the femoral artery. But typically, if you hit an artery, you'll feel a whole extremity, like your whole friggin' leg will shut down. You guys hear me okay? Ooh, yeah, good spot. All right, cool. Thank you. Want to make sure you can hear me scream. So you know I'm working with you. Oh boy. And you see how I'm like going up and then I'm digging in and I'm pulling it down, trying to lengthen this out because you want to start at the hip and pull these muscles down towards your knee. Alright, let's try that out for a minute. Phone turn just so you can see more of a vertical. Okay, leg we just did, knee down. Other leg up, 90. Butt tucked like you got a quarter in your butt cheeks, okay? Lean forward. This is the #1 hip stretch there is. Way better. Do not do this. Do not put your leg out here and be like, yeah, like that, okay? You will only get a good stretch if you start it the right way. That's a fact. Everybody trying to go like super yogi and all this stuff like that, it makes no sense. You want to contract every fiber. You want to hold it there. Pull this to where you're pulling this up as hard as you can, okay? You want to feel like you're pulling and you feel the knee to here fire all the way down. Pull that up. Make yourself feel it. Don't go into this as far as you can to feel it, okay? Butt down as hard as you can to where you feel this come up, okay? You feel this all turn on. Then you lean forward. You see how far I can go? Barely. And that's because that's how much that's already locked up and engaged, okay? Belly button drawn in, because then you can help and contract and pull that up. And then the more, to increase the stretch, rather than just doing this, pull up harder, okay? Take your groin and pull it towards your chest. And squeeze your butt down as you do it. And then you want to feel like this is being pushed through the leg, okay? That's the proper way to do this stretch. None of this putting your leg out 9 feet away from you and seeing how far you can go. Stretching should never be, how far can I do this? It's so counterproductive and counterintuitive at the same time. Stretching should be, it's almost nothing at first, and then by the end of 2 minutes, you should be like that at most, because we're using the pelvic girdle to pull this tissue off of the knee. That's when I tell people, when you're doing a squat, it should not be like there, boom, failure, okay? Tuck. You should be trying to touch your butt to the back of your knee the entire time. See how little, most people are like here, okay? Ooh, I'm stiff from earlier. I don't even know if I can do this. Let me go down, okay? So here, and you want to keep it, see, people want to go like this. You want to keep that tucked. I can't even do it right now. That's incredible. That's my best variation of that. Down, okay? Just don't let this huge dramatic, if you start curving like that, that is not what you want to be doing. You want to keep this tucked like here. Normally I could do it a lot better. Wow, that's amazing. Whoo-hoo! I trained legs today, so I have an excuse. Next week I will redo that. Okay? What did I just do? All right, see? I'm trying to do that. My brain just shut off. What else can I use? Try a single ball. Being attacked by a grounding kit. Okay. Oh, flip your phones. My bad. Rolling works for me too, guys. It does. It shuts my brain off too. Just because I can talk you guys through this and I'm used to it. So when you're doing this, I like to put my knee up. If you see it back there, see it? I bring it up. When you're doing anything that's like a single ball or whatever, and you want some more pressure, take every bit of the balance you can out of it. So me bringing my knee up like that, let me see if I can just, me bringing my knee up like that takes all my balance away. When it's not like this, I'm more like cattywampus. What does this say? If you bruise after this, is it okay? We need to talk about that if you're bruising. You gotta tell me, like, are you physically bruising, like black and blue? In most cases, that would mean that you... Well, normally it's malnourishment and a lack of hydration, like proper hydration, and the body is completely demineralized. Beyond that, it is possible to bruise if you have a really, really restricted area that's been super calcified, okay? Like if the fascia is connected to the dermis wall, meaning the fascia, like the connective tissue that's surrounding your muscle up there, is connected and just locked in as best it could for support into the actual skin. When things like that break away, yeah, you can have some bruising. Now, if you do it and let it rest, and then you go back 2 weeks later and you do it again and you're still bruising, you're malnourished, for sure. Because in most cases, I will crank on people for 4 hours and they won't have a single bruise on them. No discoloration, nothing. So normally, it also is user error when you're rolling. You're rolling back and forth too much. That's why I don't say rolling is good at all. You know, like you see how I'm doing it here. I'm going up to the hip girdle. I pick my line and I'm pulling it. I'm rolling just down to the knee, maybe 2 or 3 inches. Down to the knee. But you see, like I'm holding most of the time.
This is intense with this ball, let me tell you. Single ball is intense. The unreal difference between one ball and two. Woo. You can't see my face. Yeah, that hip stretch should be everybody's day starter. 2 minutes on each side, twice at least. If you do that morning, noon, and night, you will be a different person. Because there's almost no human being on earth that has a good length to their hips. They're all shortened and beat up. Ooh, I'm going to go a little bit to the outside now, guys. Rotate yourself. Oh, this is insane if you could see my face right now. So I'm going to make an executive decision there. I'll go to the 2-ball black one. But that was causing, I could feel the tissue contracting. So if you feel that and it's not relaxing, it does not want to relax, then you know you're using something too hard. And then that could be, to answer your question too, that could be another thing that would cause bruising. So if you cannot relax, you're not doing what foam rolling is meant to be. You want to get it to where you can relax. That's why I said don't balance, don't do anything. So, oh, my buddy's calling me. I might have to pause real quick. Anyway, so if something is causing you to contract the tissue, it's like it's so clenched up and it can't open itself up and it can't relax and you feel like it's just resisting you all the way, then do something different. Make it less. Use a softer roller. Or try and do something completely different, something that you can put way less pressure into it. All right, let's hit up a stretch here.
1 second, guys. I'm sorry.
All right, sorry. My buddy's probably bringing me over a bushel of peaches and nectarines. So, perfect 90, legs straight, butt down squeeze, quarter between your butt cheeks. You're going to be, what am I doing? I'm doing the wrong leg. Here we go. All right, I like to do foot flat back there, okay? Butt down, tucked until you feel here, okay? That means push this down and pull this up as hard as you can until you feel this just stretching like heck, and then add just enough lean forward to where you feel like it's pushing. Okay, cool. So keep pulling this up, okay? We're not leaning for the stretch. That makes no sense. You just change. We're trying to fix back pain, and you're causing a curve here. Impossible not to. So anybody who tells you that stretch needs to go, okay, this is a stretch here. You know what you're doing there? You're trying to get your groin open, okay? You're trying to do some hamstring kind of leveraging here. That's completely different. In which case you could add a little bit of lean as you did this, and you see I take that curve out of my back, but that's not what you should be doing. So pull this up hard as you can. I feel like right through this whole area into my groin, it's just ripping free. Amazing. Feels awesome. Deep breathing. Because remember, you want to breathe in, and then as you breathe out, you're trying to relax this area. So and the other key, guys, I haven't said this yet. When you stretch, don't ignore the area you're feeling. It's not about this numbing your mind out thing. That makes no sense. You want to think about that area, like the spot that you feel the most. You want to focus on it and think about it in your brain. That's what you're doing. Tension is the barrier between your brain and that muscle. So when you sit here and pull this down and you pull this up and you're squeezing like heck and getting that little bit of a lean and you feel that, don't ignore it. You want to think about it. Breathe. Breathe out. Feel that spot. Think about it. Tell it to relax more every time. Breathe in. Breathe out, tell that spot to relax. Breathe in, breathe out, tell that spot to relax over and over and over and over. All right, guys. Quick stretch. Lean forward. I can feel it. Sweet. All right, so just lean here. Okay, so tip here. Let's try this one first. Hands here. We're going to push up with our knees. and push down with our hands at the same time. Notice my hands and my knees won't move, but you're going to push evenly with both, and you want to feel this turn on, okay? So push down with your hands and then push up with your knees again, and you should feel the inner thighs and the groin turn on. You're going to hold this, and we're going to do this, try and hold this for a good 30 seconds. See if I quit before you do. I'm just kidding. I'm used to it, but I did train legs today. I feel it, because I was walking out of the gym a little cattywampus. It was good because, I mean, I know I actually just walked out fatigued. You should never walk out like we're debilitated. That means you put too much tension on one side of the joint versus the other. And that's why I never agree with training single body parts. It makes no sense. It slows your progression. It causes more pain. It causes massive neurological dysfunction. And you don't grow faster. I don't care what anybody says. The joints don't work like that. There's called synergy for a reason. Ah, it's good. And now you can just relax your knees and press down more. Lean forward a little bit. Arms still bent like this. So when you do that by yourself, boom, pressing up, pressing down, do it for about 30 seconds the first time, second time about 20 seconds, third time about 10 seconds. So you're like gonna go press, holding for 30 seconds, relax the knees, push down, let it stretch more. Press a little bit further down, you know what I mean, 20 seconds, then relax, press down with the knees, and then it should go do, and start getting a little bit better and better and better. All right, what do I want to do now? All right, well, how much time we got? We got 20 minutes. So, straight on the side. I'm going to do this with the traditional roller. I don't like to do it with the traditional roller. I don't feel like it does much for me, but I'm just trying to switch it up for you guys. Man, I need to get some like super comfortable pants for this. Shorts just... All right, so here, remember that bump we went after? We are going to get right on top of it. Right on top of it. But that's bone. Every doctor or therapist I've ever trained or taught, I get them to work my chest. They feel bony areas. Obviously, it's pretty bony. And they move, and I'm like, why'd you move? And they're like, well, that's bone, isn't it? And I'm like, well, isn't tissue going to anchor on bone first? And then they sit there. I'm like, just hang out there. Wait for it. The second they feel it dissipate and shift, they always back up like this. And I'm like, whole body's a new canvas, huh? And they're like, everything I was taught not to touch. And I'm like, it's exactly what you should be touching. Same epiphany I had years ago. Almost a decade ago now. Wow. But bone should be movable. Oh, yeah. It feels great, right? So just grind this one back and forth. You will get this good enough to where you will seat the trochanter like, and sometimes when you do it, it'll go and pop right back into place. And when it does, you will stand up and squat your butt to the floor like nothing. But your hip is a ball and socket, okay? When you're cocked a certain way and it goes, so if your butt's like, here's your pelvis. Look at my finger. See, it won't even straighten out. That's what I did to my finger. See, good, not good. All right, so here's your pelvis. When it gets cocked anterior like this, okay, guys, it's going to go anterior until it can't go anterior anymore. And then guess what's going to happen? It's going to rotate. And when it rotates, that's why you'll see people with one butt cheek higher than the other. And one curve will be twisted. And then you'll sometimes see people that look like they're twisted like this. One chest is, one pec is towards you more. One shoulder blade is standing back towards you more. Guess what happened? Pelvis shifted, couldn't shift anymore. Bam, slammed into the iliac crest of your lower back, rotates. It starts to twist like this. Boop. And when it twists like that, guess what these guys do? They come out. Now, it's not to say like chiros and different things like that. Not the bad. There's good chiros, okay? I know Dr. Brilliant Chiro and different people, they are good guys, okay? Not all chiros are created equal. Not all PTs and physical therapists are created equal either. And you'll notice we will sit on this for a whole friggin' long amount of time. It is an area that needs to be... This is the reason the pelvis will not free up, okay? This and the one we're going to do after this, which is the psoas. And I'm probably going to have to leave you guys with that and then let you guys go about doing it some more. And this is pretty much my pelvic tilt video version 1 on IGTV. I have 2, 3, and 4 done. I just haven't edited them. Now I can actually. Oh, no. I'm not doing my videos. I want my videos to have the little fancy intro. And the guy's finishing it for me right now. You guys saw my logo already, which took... I thought it was going to be done in 3 to 6 days. It ended up taking over 2 weeks. So, Such is life. But anyways, the hip will come. It will unseat itself. The bones will start shifting, okay? And when it shifts in that ball and socket, when it shifts enough to where there's pressure pulled out, meaning it's angled, like the pressure is not straight down the bone, it's off to the side, it isn't going to gate properly. And there you go with hip gate and stuff. But guys, do not change your shoes and go into these big old soles and things. Use big soled shoes to go look sexy in, okay? When you want to go outside and you want to hang out, outside. That's all I get to do with my son and everything. So when you want to go out, dinner, things like that. I don't promote clubs and stuff like that, even though I spend a lot of times there. When you want to go out and look fancy, go look fancy, okay, guys? But do not go invest in these big soles because they feel better. If a foot hurts, it's telling you there is postural dysfunction, okay? Because your foot is a blueprint. If it hurts over here, it's because there's pressure being put that direction because it's not level anymore. And when you wear a big sole, guess what happens? Parts of it wear down more than others because of your postural dysfunction. And then it's going to get even worse. So get barefoot shoes. They have ones with all the support you need for every different thing you can do, even trail running and hiking, okay? All right, quick stretch. Let's try that one again. How's this feeling? Look how much lower I am. You can't even see my groin. Ha-ha! It's proof's in the pudding. Again, shift to your side if you can't do this. Is this feeling better, you guys? I feel like I can just lay on this now, no problem. Am I just beating you guys up, or are you actually feeling better? Oh, man. This is a good stretch. Dope. Love the thumbs up. All right. Ooh, rolling. I'm not going to switch. I'm just going to keep this one. So let's do this. Let's spend a good 5 minutes here talking and chatting. See, every time. Look at that. Watch. Look how low I am. And then watch this bump. Boom. Picks my whole body up. That's how tense this is on me. I need you guys more than you need me. Because you guys force me to spend a full hour every week rolling and not doing my little spurts like I like to do. Because I'll get my Theragun out and just blow through areas and then go train them and they're all wide open. I train them and then I blow through them with the Theragun and then I hit a roller on them, so it goes much, much faster. So if you have a Theragun, you get into these spots or any of them beforehand, it will desensitize them big time. And then basically it'll make rolling a lot less painful and a lot easier, way more effective. It speeds it up. Woohoo! That is a wonderful spot. So I was straight on the side. I just went a little bit to the side here, almost up under that hip a little bit. So that's going to be like when you're doing this yourself, you can end up like here, straight on the side, or up under it a little bit. Play with those different ones. You think of the body, it's a circle. You know what I mean? Like this is a big sausage. So if you're on here or down the rectus femoris, the muscle that runs from your knee to your hip, you can either be on the side of it, straight down the middle, or on this side. You know what I mean? It's pretty much that way with almost every spot in the body. There's always a left, a right, and the middle. An under, an over, or in the middle. That's a good question, Emily. It's better if you do the whole region. Doing your whole body lightly, like if you could just quickly like spend a minute and just hit every muscle on your body, then obviously spend a little bit more time on the localized area and then hit the spot with the roller. But just play with it. You'll find what your body likes the best. But overall, yeah, if you can desensitize the whole body and get a good rhythm going through it neurologically and then do it, it's going to make a world of difference. And then just spend more time on the area, roll it. And then the key is roll this area like I would do here. Before you stretch, and then stretch. And then it should just, bam, sink right to the floor. You can make an hour rolling session if you use the Theragun or Hypervolt or anything vibrational. Like so. You can even take this and you can make it like 4 hours. It's incredible what you can do with vibration. Because what vibration truly does, guys, what the Theragun, the Hypervolt, and everything, what it really does, it syncs the muscles together. So all these muscles here are different. They have different frequency running through it, a different energy going through it because you've been using it differently. You might have pushed this way to this or this. So when you buzz with this, that vibration is at a certain frequency, static. It stays there, at least if you're using the Hypervolt and the Theragun, the new one. So if it stays there, when you're buzzing, you're putting the same exact frequency into all those muscles in that area that you're rolling or you're gunning. So it makes them, basically it unifies every muscle together. And then you don't have any of this kind of like peeing match, for lack of a better description, going on. Hey, it's Polka. Oh, yeah. All right. Quick stretch. Oh, yeah. Better, but this side's terrible. Still better. You got a lot less gap on the floor. Somebody can challenge and test me on it. Go screenshot from earlier in the video. And then afterwards. Oh, that's cool. We're about to do some really cool ones, so you can do the last 10 minutes, and I show you how to make your birthday feel good with a roller to the gut. All right, we only got 9 minutes, or whatever it's gonna do. Maybe not even 9 minutes. All right, I'm just taking this off this last roll, even though I'm gonna regret it because the roller makes the grounding kit makes a huge difference, so you don't feel as much pain. Okay. Straight between. You're going to feel your rib cage, the very bottom of it. You're going to feel the top of the hip. And then cramping is always a lack of salt and hydration. So if you feel like you're getting cramps always, and are we talking about like, you could talk, I mean, period cramps are going to be completely different. You got sclerescence, essential oil, you got different things that help with that. But when you got cramps in the muscle tissue, it's typically salt. So you can go take a half teaspoon of Himalayan salt, stick it right in your mouth, or put it in a cup, blitz it up, spin it for a good minute, put it in a blender and spin it for 2 to 3 minutes, chug it. I bet you won't cramp anymore. It's always a lack of salt. And people who are worried about salt, they don't tell horses to stop licking the salt lick. And look how shredded to death they are. So here, the same thing. You're just letting this sink in, and and then you can start rolling to the front and the back. These muscles run up and down here. For all the ab posts that I just put and how to fix your abs, the pelvis is the key, because if the pelvis is shifted, it's going to pull one side of the abs to a different side than the other. It's going to rotate you. It's going to make them all look. One's going to pop out. You're going to see 6 here, or you're going to see 3 here, 4 here, and you're going to see no here. I'm saying no here. You're going to see less here. So right in the side here, and then just, if this is too tough, you can go here. Just let it sink in. But most of the time you'll feel like towards the back. Oh, that's a good one. Doesn't even hurt. It just hurts so good. But these are like cords. Just consider them like straps. So you want to get into them and then just bounce on them. When you feel them just sink and dissipate, you'll make your waist tighter. You'll make your lower back feel amazing. See how I hold my roller so I can go back a little bit on it, because this one's shorter. That's why I like the longer ones. I keep procrastinating on ordering a longer 3-foot roller, because I normally don't like to use short rollers. I normally like long rollers for that very reason, because you see this picks up on it. You can always adjust and go here. All right. I'm trying to speed this up because I know it's going to cut me off here in a second. Stretch that whole side. Let's go to the other one. Right between the top of that hip bone and right below your rib cage. You guys can stay tuned. I'm going to jump back on for a few minutes right after this cuts me off. And I'll do just a real quick question and answer. Anybody, you guys have any questions and answers? Anybody who watches, don't forget. I know I said it like 40 times in the beginning, but if you want to win one or two of these, the homie's giving us 2 to give out. So go ahead and just shoot me a DM and let me know that you want in. Send me your full name. And don't send me your address, so you don't have to get all creeped out. Send me your full name, and then if you win, go ahead, I'll tell you you won, and you can send me all your information so I can give it to him. Oh, yeah, that makes total sense. Let me look at this while we're doing this. I can check this. Whoa. Fail. This one is, ugh. Yeah, it is. Well, then, if your abdomen doesn't change and you're rolling it consistently, then stop doing it and do more of the pelvis that I did in this video. Do the pelvis and do from your armpit down to here, getting all this rib cage and everything here. Do the chest. Just, you know, whenever you feel like something's not improving, then there's a connecting piece to it that's not allowing it to. The body is like a designated driver you don't want. I mean, it will sit there and be like, nope, not going to do it, not going to do it. Because it knows if it releases something here and there's all these supporting areas around it that aren't ready to receive it, it's just going to like ricochet into a, you know, oblivion. It'd be very bad for the body, so it won't do that. Yeah, when you watch this and you go through those, and then next week I think I'm going to do Pelvic Tilt Part 2. I'll do another video series here where we'll go into some more leg stuff. All right, quick one here. It hasn't cut me off yet, so I might be able to get one more in so you guys can try that. I know as soon as I do this, it's going to be like, you're about to be cut off. All right, that feels way better. All right. So, if you have one of these, you can even use a regular roller to just go smash right above the hips. The end of your roller will work fine with this, okay? You can just lay right on here and try and apply some pressure straight under the rib cage into your gut. This is where the psoas is really, like, primarily holds all its tension. And the psoas starts up here, goes through the body, and then goes up your spine, okay? That's why I recommend getting one of these balls, these types of rollers, because it's got a flat spot on the end, and look at how much I can get into there, okay? We only got 2 minutes here. And that one I already felt a pretty decent size release on. So you don't need a whole lot of time on this. Well, it's probably a lot of... we're following a sequence here. So I got about a minute and 20 seconds, guys. I really appreciate you watching this. Love you all. Thank you all. If you want to jump back on, I'm going to come back on, right back on for about a few minutes and just answer some questions, whatever you guys have. Let me see what you're saying here. Woo. Yeah, always hit me up and let me know if you're going to do it. I mean, I'm always going to show you the latest and greatest rollers. Woohoo! And breathe, Josh. Solo. All right, guys. I'm signing off. Send me a DM if you want to win one of these rollers. And make sure you watch my IGTV pelvic tilt video. That's another one of these that pretty much follows the same thing. It actually goes down the leg, too, on some of the stuff, I think. But hop back